Hi, this is Dan with the Convention Collective. I'm here talking with Samuel Haine and John Schrad about their new book, KAIJU Christmas, which Kickstarter is getting ready to launch in a few days, actually 4 days from now. So guys, I'm a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. And when I read about this, I knew it was one I wanted to talk with you guys about. So how did the idea for the book come about?
I did a book before this called Slow City Blues. And it was just such a massive undertaking, just like logistically, temporally, mentally, physically, spiritually, metaphysically, all of that. And it was just kind of, it turned out beautifully, but it was draining. Right. And so we were trying to we were going for the $1 million home run, right? We had everything, but it was a lot of weight. And so I wanted to stop clout chasing or looking for validation, and I just wanted to create cool stuff with my friends. And once I took that weight off of my shoulders, I feel like the floodgates kind of opened. And I mean, specifically how this came to be about, this is a part of I have 7 or 8 books coming out over the next 12 months. It just was this huge creative renaissance, but I got brought on to do another kaiju book that I'm working on. That's freaking amazing too. But this is the first idea I came up with for these people that brought me on to do this. And I went, this is never going to fly. There's no way they're going to let me do this. I'm such a big fan of Christmas. I was born at the end of December. I'm all about it. Come November 2nd, it's Mariah Carey and peppermint mochas all the way right until Valentine's Day for me. And I knew, John and I have been friends for a really long time, and I knew he was a good artist. I didn't know he was this good. But we were looking to do something, we were looking to work on something together because we've been working working like a real job together. And I was and I wrote this poem because it's based on the night before Christmas, and I gave it to him. I literally just gave him the poem in mid-July, and I went, what do you think? Do you want to do this? So,
and I said yes, obviously. It was a good enough poem that's all it needed. And I had, as Sam said, I wanted to work with him on something, and I haven't illustrated, professionally. I've done a few commissioned works way back in the day, 15 years ago. That just feeling that need to get creative and get my creative energies out there, and this was a really good excuse to do that. And it was really fun. It's been really fun doing it, even though the time frame has been insane.
So now I know, Samuel, I know that you mentioned that people came to you with a kaiju. How did that come about? Did they just reach out to you, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've found myself in this weird spot where, other than Slow City Blues, I've done a handful of stuff. I used to work as a story consultant and a script doctor at a production company, and so I kind of fell into this midwifing comic properties thing. So because it's I know people and I know how to reach out, and after kind of hitting every logistical branch on the way down the proverbial tree for Slow City Blues, I figured out what to do and what not to do. And so you kind of open yourself up to opportunities, and they find you, luckily enough. And so I've been working with a handful of people and a handful of companies, doing indie books and making sure they all kind of get put together. And so I got offered this one where they're oh, we want to go this way, and then they flipped it, and then they wanted to do another one, and we're actually going to do both books, but the one that they wanted to do after, the one they wanted to do the latter was this kaiju book. And and it's really good too, but this one is, it's special. It's Christmas, it's monsters, it's it's action, it's big holiday action.
Now, I know it's going through Kickstarter. Which publishers are going to be through?
We don't know yet. Okay. We just want to create cool stuff, right? And so we're looking for $5,000 for 200 copies, because again, understanding all the logistics of everything. That was the level that we could do to make the book look really great And, and that was like the minimum number of copies, where if they're going to do like offset printing, not digital, offset printing, it's not like $140 a book. And you're like, so sell a kidney to put the book out, And so it's like, we're just looking for that level to get it out there. Like if a publisher digs it and picks it up, or people really dig it and it like if it goes gangbusters, we'll see kind of where it takes us. But we think that big monsters and big robots are evergreen. Christmas happens every year, so we think it lasts, some staying power, or some rereadability.
Now, tell us a bit about the plot of the book for those who may be interested in it.
It is about a giant mutant monster, Frosty the Snowman, that comes through an interdimensional portal to kind of like destroy everything, lay waste in this dystopia, in this kind of like dystopian future. And it falls upon these 9 kids to like rise to the occasion and, get in their reindeer Zords and save the day and save the holidays.
Now, I know from the email that Paul sent out, the Kickstarter is going to launch on September 6th. What's your time frame for releasing the book after that?
So it's September 6th to October 6th. I don't know how many days are in September. I should know this. I don't remember that mnemonic trick. But then we're going to make sure we did it in September instead of November. So we knew that people had the books like in their hands come the holidays, because it's like John and I were going back and forth about it. It's like we could do it in November and they could support it during the holidays, or we can do it in September and they can have it for the holidays. And that was more important to us, that we, you have the ability to kind of start that, you start that tradition, have something extra special, one more extra special thing to do during the holidays.
Now, let's talk about both of you as individual creators. How did you guys start in the comic book industry?
I'm easy because this is my freshman venture into it. I've known Sam for years, and Sam's constantly gone, he's been working on Full City Blues and all his other projects. And I come from like the film industry, and I kind of have mentioned that I've got one of my degrees in illustration, and I'd love to work with you at some point if you ever have time in your busy schedule. And over the pandemic, we did a fun thing on Instagram that was kind of a throwaway. Let's just do something that's fun. And that's where Sam and I got used to let's do it fast and do it, creative but fast. And then Sam came to me and said, hey, I really want to do this project with you because I want to make projects with my friends and do something that's enjoyable for all ages and everyone. So that's how I got my start. We'll see how well it goes.
No, he's amazing. I like, it's his first time at bat, but like he's blowing the doors off, and he's doing it under such a tight time frame. Mine is, I've been blessed. Like I've done TV, I've kind of dabbled in TV and film, and worked as story consultant and script doctors for production companies. But then I also, my creative godmother is the author Kristen Hanna, and my creative godfather is Jim Shooter. So it's like I was like the last attendee of like the Shooter School of Storytelling. So I've been very blessed. I've worked with some amazing people, like the people on Slow City Blues, with whether it's John Levisay or Sean Mall or David Barron, who John and Dave are literally some of the best in the business, and being so blessed to be able to work with so many amazing artists. It's wanting to like take all of those lessons I've learned, all of the things I've gleaned, and just kind of like go like move forward as like a creator. So I've been super blessed.
And part of that answer that leads into the next question: who are some of your inspirations as a writer? I know you mentioned Shooter. Mm-hmm. Who are some of your other inspirations? They don't necessarily have to be part of the comic book world.
Oh, I mean, if I may, obviously Jim. Jim is Jim for a reason, and he'd like beat it into me, right? Which is like old school, and I going into growing up and like going through Catholic school, like I'm used to like stick, not carrot. But you know, the stylings of McFarlane, the way he breaks down a book, or the way that Brian K. Vaughan breaks down his scripts, which is, you know, insane. Authors like, you know, Kristen Hanna, who I'm so lucky to, you know, be so close to. Definitely, you know, people like Brandon Sanderson or Charles Bukowski. Just like these weird, like all over the place kind of, you know. Let me see. I'm looking back at my bookshelf. Christopher Moore is amazing. Oh man, there's so many. Oh, Jim Butcher is the tops for me. Like Jim Butcher, the Dresden Files.
And John, the same question for you, but for artists, who are some of your artist inspirations?
All sorts, but when it comes to like this sort of, the inspiration for this was that like Norman Rockwell meets Miyazaki sort of feel like the big anime tent poles of Voltron and all of those older works, but throw in that Christmas Norman Rockwell, Edward Hopper sort of feel to things. Like it's a bit more of a formal traditional background. But you know, people that have inspired me as far as my artwork has been like, you know, Jim Lee, Alex Ross with Kingdom Come works, like some of the, you know, and then of course like an anime background, so like Hayao Miyazaki, like I said, they're big fan of. But I also love the work like people like Babs Tarr is doing now on her, you know, on social media. So
Now I know you said the book is, you're hoping to have a book out before Christmas. Are you guys going to be at any cons to help promote the book between now and when it's released?
I think we're about to do like a real job gig that's gonna make us travel. So hopefully maybe like Christmas Con in December. I've been talking to the guys about that. I don't know if that's going to be true. I don't know if I'm telling tales out of school. But you know, it's like the con season is back and like crazier than ever. So, you know, if people dig it, you know, I think maybe after the book comes out, perhaps. But it's weird to be like, we're at a booth, we're at a table, cool. Where are the books? Online, you know.
And then what are you guys working on right now aside from this book?
Well, I mean, you got more in the works in this field than I do. So like, I'm just. He's pitched two more. So.
Yeah, John is super like. I gave it to him in mid-July, and we have to have it done like, you know, beginning of September. But you know, I pitched him a trilogy, and so if people like this one, and not to put the cart before the horse, you know, we already kind of have like the next one plotted out. I'll give him more time, obviously, for the next one, and then I got like seven more books in the works through a bunch of different artists, and they're all amazing, you know. But it's like my whole focus right now is just to make sure that this is as successful and amazing as possible. You know, doing what as much as I can possibly do, because I can't draw worth a lick. Because here's some of the thumbnails, and we can tell that no one's going to buy that, but they'll probably buy his.
And can you tell us a bit about some of the rewards for the Kickstarter?
Yeah. John.
Yeah. So we're doing the PDF as the base one, but then of course we want the physical copy to get out there. That's our primary drive. And then we're doing signed copies, and then some of the fun little additions are like a BYOO, build your own ornament. So we're going to be doing the like Mecha Santa, Frosty, maybe a couple reindeer or something like that you can print and cut out, or we'll send, and it'll be cardboard. Like
pieces to build,
pieces to build that you can hang on your tree. So give something for you to do with your kids when you get the project. Or and then we also have the addition of, since we are doing the Christmas season, you can add on, and we'll send a gift wrap. So all you need to do is slap on the to and from, and and hand it out as a gift to your niece, your nephew, your your own kid if you want, or to your best friend, because we want this to be for the kids out there, but also the 35-year-old comic book nerds like us that love something different but something similar.
Now, when I post the interview, of course, I'll link the Kickstarter to it, but where can people find out more about the two of you online to follow your other projects?
I'm at Schadenfreude through Instagram. It's my last name, SCHRAD FREUDE, and that's primarily where my stuff is. Like I said, my freshman venture into this, I need to go through and start curating that Instagram. But as soon as I start putting out more projects, like I'm gonna try and do a full-on Inktober piece like series that I've been doing. So
then people can find me on Instagram, which is odd because it's a visual medium and I'm a writer. But at the Sam Haine, you can check out lots of Supposedly Blue stuff, lots of signing stuff, lots of this stuff, and then very soon the next books I got coming out.
And any last words for our listeners and viewers?
John?
Well, I want to thank you and everybody else that tunes in and check us out. And if you like it, no pressure, but we would love to have this be a success, at least to get it out there and get it to people's hands, because that's really what we're here for. It's a labor of love more than anything else. We're not looking to do anything major. If something major happens, if you guys like it, we'd love to give you more. So check us out, and thanks.
Yeah, I think we just want to be a part of your Christmas traditions. Fit us right in between 24 hours of A Christmas Story and getting going Christmas tree shopping. Crack this off the bookshelf. Be like, oh, this is rad. Let's flip through it again.
Well, thank you both for your time. I look forward to checking out the Kickstarter when it launches on September 6th.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much.
Thank you both, Samuel and John.